Welcome to the Well Within radio podcast. I am your host, Shalina Litt. Ooh, welcome back. Here we go. So, as I said to you, this show is going to be quite interesting because the topic is sex. It's like a bad word. I feel really guilty when I say it. That might be a cultural thing. So joining me and someone who knows about womb health, and I thought it would be great to get Simone on, is our Simone. Welcome, Simone.
Hi.
So do tell our audience who you are and what you do.
So I am a Tantra Facilitator, sexual health intimacy coach. So I help people with their traumas and healing around that area and help empower women to move into a more empowered state around their sexual being, essentially.
Wow. Did I hear the word tantric?
Yes, you did.
Oh, that just made my brain just go. I ignored everything else you just said. I just kind of wandered off for a hot minute. It's my ADHD. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
How did you... Okay, where did it all begin?
Okay.
Because you've really gone into one particular area.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I kind of had a little bit of a bedrock moment.
Oh no! Okay.
A few years ago, I just kind of locked myself away and was trying to find, my purpose, as you do. Had a little bit of a moment, meditated, sat with it, and I was asking God, I guess, what am I for? What am I here for? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
How am I going to help people? And just like the only thing that come to me was sex, like the word sex. And I was like, what? Surely not.
Yeah.
So I went out and got all these books. I got all this information on healing, relationships, sex, and just started my journey from there, really, just studying at home. And I spent a lot of time by myself studying and practicing. And then eventually went on my Tantra training and I've been helping women and some men ever since.
So it all just felt right.
It felt right. I've been on a journey myself with my own relationships that helped me to kind of delve into healing, through myself and wanting to, find more of a healthier lifestyle, healthier relationships, wondering why I would kind of idealize, I guess, sex as well in a way, and look into that as like such a big thing rather than looking at intimacy as a whole. So going down the route of Tantra and looking into connection and intimacy helped me to really kind of develop more intimacy in all of my relationships and maybe less so much idealize romance so much, and have healthier relationships in my life.
Okay, so Tantra is more about connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's about releasing ego. It's essentially its own philosophy, a bit like yoga. You use movement, breath work, all of the things that you love. Tantra is like an amalgamation of it, and you get to release your ego and move into your body and kind of, in a sense, sometimes act out what it is you're feeling. I would, for someone that doesn't really know about it, I would kind of put it next to like acting and drama, like drama therapy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you move through your body, and it helps to teach you to release your emotions physically, and feel your emotions physically, which is something that in the Western world we're not always great at. So
do you mean like to be physically present with your emotions, feel your emotions in your body. So whether it's like in your heart, in your mind, in your arm, in your leg, wherever it's stored in your womb, and then to be able to release it. And then I found actually a lot of sexual healing through that as well, healing your womb, healing a lot of pain points inside the whole mechanism. I don't know how much I can say on here, but eloquently. You're doing really well.
In our genital area we can hold trauma, and through tantric practices we can actually start to release it and move through it.
really interesting, because like I do a lot of public speaking and do openly talk about sexual abuse. And I understood that it almost left a sexual imprint, which meant that, you know, I was inclined to abusive relationships in that area. And it's crazy because on my own healing journey, I realised that through breath work, aligning myself in certain positions, somatic, there was healing that took place. So out of curiosity now, I'm wondering, is there an overlapping between somatic movement and tantric movement?
Yes, it's very similar. So somatic's kind of like another what's the word?
Healing.
Yeah, another modality that's kind of layered onto it. So, and it's essentially the same. It's just different kind of labels and origins, I guess. But like what you say about the blueprint, that's essentially what I do, and that's how I work with people.
Wow.
Is that people, you know, go through something, or even just the earliest experience of a relationship or the earliest experience of sex really kind of gives them that blueprint for what their relationships are going to be like going forward, what their experiences are going to be like going forward. So what I do is help people to create their new blueprint, you know, their new healed one, their new expansive one, their new one of, you know, what they should have really had, you know, if they were allowed to explore freely without shame or without whatever kind of upbringing they had that kind of maybe shut them down for asking questions, or they weren't able to explore, or they were abused. So now in this new phase and through coaching and mentoring, they get to kind of learn all that again and go into relationships with this new perspective.
Yeah, amazing, because it's crazy how many people are impacted and they don't know it, you know, and it's so beautiful when you connect in a meaningful relationship where there is space for you to be yourself. You know, because it's usually in that situation that we identify the trauma, because all of a sudden you want to burst into tears, or, you know, so yeah, amazing, really. So typically then, do you think that nowadays, when we look at society, that people are being affected from the level of sexualization? You know, porn is now highly accessible. You know, I think they've now introduced an age rating. Thank God, finally, you have to prove how old you are. Have you noticed that's come into conversations?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm of the generation, you know, where I was the first generation growing up in like the internet porn in like era. So everybody my age and younger has got their sex education through porn, whether we want to believe that or not. It's the truth. And what you're seeing on porn is essentially, you know, it's make believe. It's like an action movie, you know. It's stunts, it's like professional performers, and as a child and a young person, you don't necessarily understand that or know that at the time. And what is happening, and I work with young people as well, and what is happening is people are acting out what they see. And even now it's more prevalent that young people are doing things like exploring things like strangling in the bedroom, things like that, because of what they're seeing on porn. And obviously in pornography they don't use much conversation. There's not much conversations about consent. There's no contraception used. You don't really see any, you know, condoms or conversations about condoms. It's just kind of like I say, it's a performance, and a lot of people are growing up with that as education. Apologies if anyone's really uncomfortable with the conversation, but I just want to remind you that children are being exposed to different sets of conversations in schools, and really what I think needs to be highlighted is that we have to wake up as parents and as carers and adults that are around young people and have conversations that we might be uncomfortable to have, that we didn't think we needed to have at such an early age. But actually the exposure that I had
to maybe porn, was looking at the catalogue and women in bras. Like, that was the closest she was going to get to porn, whereas now it's quite scary how accessible it is, and how much the government now want to introduce it into secular education. So moving positively forward, unless you want to add on something.
I was just going to add that it is really important as parents to have these conversations, and the beautiful thing about that is that you get to guide it in exactly where you want to guide it. If you have beliefs and you have a culture that you want to instill into your children, you should absolutely do that. And I think we have had this kind of step back from that and believing that children will find their own way. And I think we need to kind of bring back teaching at home. Yes, they will bring it up at school, but you need to bring it up at home first, essentially.
Absolutely. So let's start moving away from that. I'm talking more about the well-being side of things.
Yes.
Obviously, you're an expert. People come to you to get advice. What would your golden piece of advice be? Let's first focus on an individual, because I can imagine you get people coming as couples.
Yeah.
I'm presuming.
Not many, but most.
Okay.
It's quite difficult with couples, because I get a lot of women that are really for it, ready to go, and a lot of men that are a bit more reserved. So I get more women individuals than anything.
Yeah. Okay. So what would the golden nugget be? So in terms of if there is a woman and she's ready to explore her womb health, are there two different things actually? Two different things, right?
They go hand in hand, really. Okay. Because, a lot of us that have experienced any sort of trauma, or even just, trauma is such a big word, but even just having, just not had these conversations as a young person, will have certain things that haven't been taught to them as a young person, and as an adult then certain self-care things that you can do for your womb, how to take care of yourself before sex, during sex, after sex, and how that affects your whole health and well-being. Okay. Essentially,
because the only things that come to mind, I know there's steaming.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Which is great, and I know you get the Somali women, like they put their gowns over and they have the smoke and stuff. Yeah. But there are internal things that you can put for your health as well, right?
Yeah. I don't necessarily recommend anything like that, anything internal. Okay. I would recommend steaming because it's gentle, it's herbal. And it works great. Other things I would recommend is, again, it's general health stuff. It's making sure you're drinking plenty of water, making sure that you are eating your fruits and eating a balanced diet, maintaining things that are good for your hormonal health, depending on who you are. That's going to be different. Monitoring your cycle, for monitoring how each phase of your cycle affects you. There are 4 phases in our menstrual cycle that we go through, and just looking after your well-being during those times. What else do I recommend? Hold on a minute. So the 4 stages in the cycle. Yes.
Are we talking about the 28 days? There's 4 stages. Really?
Yes, there's 4
phases.
No,
you have to. I can't let you slip without telling me that. Okay. I need this information.
Okay, so thinking about what the actual, biological phrases are. I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring them to my forefront.
You can just have an overview.
But how I call them, so we have the first, I call them the through the seasons of the year. Okay. So we have the spring phase, which is the phase just after your period, which is where you'll feel young, fresh, where you'll have most energy, kind of like youthful energy. And then you'll move into your summer phase, which is where you'll be able to kind of have more fiery energy. You'll be more sensual, which is around your ovulation phase, that coincides with that. So that's when you're going to be your most fertile, and when I work with women, I always recommend that they do speaking events then, and they do if you're having a photo shoot, that's the phase for that. Autumn then is kind of where your harvest phase. So whatever you've been working on, you kind of bring all that together. You kind of get ready for your winter. You kind of store everything that you need to store, and then as you go into your winter phase, which is your menstrual phase, that is when you need to rest. And I know in this society that we live on this, you know, the masculine clock, you know, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Whereas the feminine clock is on a 28-day cycle rather than 24 hours a day. So that's we work for 3 weeks and we rest for 1 week, which is how, you know, the feminine is supposed to operate internally. So yeah, during that winter phase, it's rest, go inwards. That is when we have most access to our natural DMT. So when we'll have our dreams are going to be most potent, our connection to our visions are going to be most potent. You know, you want to be journaling, drawing, whatever it is that is right for you at that time, ready to come out again at spring and start your new projects.
This makes so much sense to me. This really does. I know in some countries they allow you to take that rest period.
Yeah, it's essential. Honestly, 7 days is, you know, we can't always do it, but first and second day is definitely the essential time that we need to rest.
Yeah. Wow. And the fire, like, oh Lord,
Yeah.
I know when the fire comes.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, wow. And this is what I say when I do the breath work, actually.
Yeah.
You know, when I get the phone call, I'm like, first of all, is it a full moon? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, is it, you know, are you doing your cycle kind of thing? Because our emotions are going to be up and down, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that. So are you available then? So individuals can come to you, couples can come to you.
Yeah.
What is it that you're doing at the moment? Is there anything you got coming up?
So I'm talking at an event on Saturday, the sexual health event. Who's it with? Together
We Educate.
Together We Educate.
They're on next.
Yeah. And I'm going to do a little piece for parents on that as well.
Brilliant.
So I'm also creating some online workbooks, so they'll be coming out soon it's just really affordable workbooks for people to be able to kind of do some self-inquiry. But also I am available for one-to-one consultation as well.
Yeah, brilliant. Because I don't know if it was you, and you were talking about make a diary, make a log of when your menstrual cycles are coming, because it's important for you to be able to understand those connections and be like, okay, so so I'll be looking forward to those workbooks. I'm definitely signing up for it. Great. So you'll be available there. And on the topic of well-being, what do you do for your well-being?
For my well-being in general?
Well, let's look at the average day.
Yeah, so it would.
Do you make time for it?
I try my best. You know, I'm a mother of a toddler of 2.
I was going to say you're a new mom, but then I've just realised.
So I do my best.
You're not.
But you know what? I use a lot of mindfulness. You know, I am still breastfeeding, so I use that time to breathe and meditate as well, and talk to him about, you know, gratitude. I have a lot of, you know, gratitude practice. I do my yoni steaming. I meditate. Get enough sleep when I can. That's the main thing. It's good for your womb as well, making sure you sleep enough, drinking a lot of water, and eat as clean as I possibly can. And that's my main things.
And if anyone could see and sit in front of Simone, she got that glow going on.
Thank you.
It shows, girl. The glow shows. And there was one story that I seen of yours, and I had to laugh because you just really appreciated, you know, your other half when you were like, I think you were about to like go into argument mode, and he was like, hold on a minute. Are you due on? Like, you know, and I think it was how he said it that made you just go, whoa.
Yeah. Because it wasn't just like, oh, it's that time. It wasn't that kind of conversation. It was more like, hang on a minute. Shall we have this conversation next week? Because I think it might be a better time for you, because I'm noticing you're a little bit sensitive at the moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're right, actually, I am. But yeah, I think I am a massive advocate for having your partners follow also your cycle. Wow. Maybe on an app as well. My partner has my cycle on an app.
Ooh, that's a gem right there.
So sometimes he knows before I do, like, where I'm at and what's going on. And like I say, if you're taking care of yourself in the way that, you know, through those phases, you'll you'll massively drop your symptoms as well. So if you have really quite reactive symptoms, you can manage them a lot easier the more you're taking care of yourself, and the more you allow yourself to rest on those 2 days, the easier your process is going to be.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's a whole education. It really needs to be there. I mean, I pre-warn my kids. I'm like, by the way, you know, I'm due on my period. I know this because I'm just emotionally crying over the silliest thing. Why am I crying? Oh, yeah. I know why. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been amazing having you on. So if anybody wants to get in touch with you, where do they go? How do they find you?
I have just changed my Instagram handle, so I have to remember it. Follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is at Connect Fully with Simone. That's Connect Fully as one word with Simone, and that's like all platforms. So I'm on TikTok as well. You can email me at Simone Forbes at letsconnectfully.com, and website pending, but contact me anyway and I'll get back in touch with you.
Brilliant. And I've put the bio and your Instagram link and all of that. Brilliant. Thank you so much. So, and if anybody wants to get in touch with you, you will be at the Together We Educate event.
I will be, yes.
Brilliant, really. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.